While police attempt to piece together the information from that recent suspected suicide on Millers Creek close today, they are also investigating a second suicide which occurred in the vicinity of the Mullet Marathon over the holiday weekend. Authorities tell us that it was shortly before 7 o'clock Saturday evening when a man was found hanging from a tree in the area of Marathon Road north of Robinson Road. Video footage of the lifeless body of the suicide victim made its rounds on social media over the weekend. Police have yet to identify the victim and still have not uncovered the final details which led to the gruesome finding. Authorities say an autopsy will be performed to determine the exact cause of death. Anyone with information that can assist police with solving this matter are asked to contact them at 911, 919 or the Criminal Investigation Department at 502-9991 or 2. As police launch their investigations into two alleged suicides here in the capital, a clinical psychologist outlines signs to look out for in your loved ones that could potentially save their lives. Leah Cooper has more in this next report.
There's been an increase in suicides since the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic. This according to clinical psychologist and president of the Bahamas Psychological Association, Dr. Wendy Fernander. The admission coming on the heels of two alleged suicides over the last few days here in the capital,
which would have put us in the Bahamas to about 38% an increase in suicide. That says to us that this is worrisome, that attention needs to be paid to this issue in our country.
And if you suspect one of your loved ones is contemplating taking their own life, Dr. Fernander pointed to these characteristics.
Someone who initially was very outgoing and gregarious and mingling in society, and they suddenly become very withdrawn, or someone who may be depressed. So also someone who suddenly begins to seemingly lack interest and they give away their things. So if they had something that they cherish, they start giving those things away. These are some of the things that indicate to us that this person may be contemplating suicide.
Now I'm standing in the area where the lifeless body of a man was found hanging from this very tree over the weekend. And according to the most recent study on suicide here in the Bahamas, it's a major preventable public health issue. Now, in light of this, Dr. Fernander outlines how we can save a life.
Oftentimes what happens is people tend to joke about it and say, oh, he's not serious. But what we can do is, once we see something like this, it's important that we see people with depressed mood and feeling low down, lack of energy. And like I said, not sleeping well or sleeping too much, what we can do is immediately try and ensure that person gets help and not dismiss the fact that a person may have mentioned, because oftentimes when someone has committed suicide, they would have talked about it, mentioned it. Oftentimes people just push it aside and decide that the person can't be serious, but just get the person, be more sensitive, be compassionate, get the person help, and be supportive.
If you or your loved ones are experiencing suicidal thoughts, Dr. Fernander is advising you to call or WhatsApp the mental health hotline at 816-3799. That's 816-3799. Leah Cooper, Eyewitness News.